Cabeza de Vaca led the first group of Europeans to set foot on Texas soil after they shipwrecked on Galveston Island in late 1528. He had left Spain with 5 ships in June of 1527 and stopped in Cuba and then in Florida, which is where things started to go downhill. The men got separated from their ships and their food in Florida and then spent 4 months trekking overland down the Florida peninsula, with many of them dying along the way. They eventually cobbled together 5 small makeshift rafts that floated only 6 inches above the waterline and set off again westward following the coastline. The rafts all got separated from each other, and Cabeza de Vaca's raft eventually wrecked on Galveston Island. They crawled up on Texas soil for the first time. The Karankawa were a nomadic coastal people that lived in the Galveston area at that time and had an up-and-down relationship with de Vaca and his crew. There's some tall tales about the Karankawas being giants, but it's believed that they were above-average-sized people back then, and many of them had tattoos and piercings as well. Since the Karankawa were a coastal people, much of their food and hunting was done in the bays and inlets along the coast. They would cruise around in dugout canoes and fish and pick off game with large bows and arrows. It's quite an image to think about those early Europeans seeing a group of large tattooed Karankawa with bows and arrows paddling up to them in one of these Galveston channels for the first time. I'd love to be a fly on the wall to see that. It was said for a long time that the Karankawa had completely died off and were essentially extinct as a people. But in recent years, they've been able to trace the ancestry, and Karankawa descendants have been able to find each other and connect and keep their heritage alive. And many of them still live in the coastal regions of Texas.